Hello there. What's going on, everybody? They gave us a T-70 X-Wing preview, and this is for 2nd edition's Resistance T-70 expansion. The good news for all you T-70 owners out there is you are not going to have to buy this expansion at all. They confirmed everything in here also comes in the conversion kit. So unless you're brand new coming into the game, or you just really want that miniature with the folding S-foils, which, I mean, I'll pick one up so you can check my channel out if you want to do a comparison and see if it's worth your time. I don't see any reason at all why you'd need to buy this. I guess that's something. Maybe for epic play, if you really want a ton of X-Wings and you need the extra models. I mean, I don't know, because I figure a lot of you probably have a lot of T-70s because of a number of reasons. First off, Heroes of the Resistance, give you an extra, and it seems like you're going to need that one if you want, post paint job, unless you repainted your own, or maybe you picked up the T-70 expansion for X-Wing, or maybe you picked up the Force Awakens core set. This T-70 was already available in 3 different expansions, and by the way, they made so many of those Force Awakens core sets. This was before there was like a limit on how much stuff could go on sale. They were so dirt cheap sometimes. Like, you could find them for like less than $15 at times. So a lot of people that I know picked up multiple Force Awakens core sets when they first came out, just so that they could play them, because there were new factions or new sub-factions, right? You had all the new stuff. Then the T-70 expansion came out. People got extra of those. Then the Force Awakens core sets went on sale. You got extras of those. Then the Heroes of the Resistance pack came out. So you got another one or 2 of those. My point is, there are a lot of T-70 X-Wings in circulation, and a lot of you out there probably don't want to buy this. You're probably just going to get a conversion kit if you're going to do that. And that's fine. So that's the good news. There is also another round of the giveaway going on right now. There is time still left to enter, so if you'd like to win a gaming expansion of your choice in the form of a $25 Cool Stuff gift card, all you have to do is become a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. It's as simple as that. So we're going to dive right in and take a look at this thing. First off, T-70 X-Wing. I'm going to look at all the ship cards before we look at the upgrades. Not too much of a surprise. Hey, it's got focus and target lock and boost. Okay. Not too shabby, right? It has 3 attack, 2 agility, 4 hull, and 3 shields. Fairly tough little ship, fairly tough. But the thing that's really interesting here is weapon hardpoint. All of the T-70s have this weapon hardpoint. So the weapon hardpoint allows you to equip 1, and only 1, torpedo, missile, or cannon. Missiles are interesting enough. Missiles are definitely interesting enough. But cannons, that's surprising to me. Now, I figure it's probably safe. We haven't seen any cannons that have completely blown me away so far. I mean, my favorite cannon of old was the heavy laser cannon, but that one is so restrictive now, it's like, I don't know if I want to use it. Especially on a ship that's already got 3 primary attack. I just don't know if I really need to use it. I expect these guys will be moderately expensive, but not too expensive. So our Blue Squadron rookie also comes with, we're also going to get integrated S-foils. I did say we were going to look at all the pilots before the ships, but they're all able to use this, so we're going to take a look at the S-foils as well. Just like how your T-65 has an S-foil card, your T-70 also gets an S-foil card. And it's double-sided, just like all the configurations are. But this one, when it's closed, does a few things. First off, it's going to give you the ability to barrel roll. It's also going to give you the ability to chain a focus into a red barrel roll. Extra repositioning, that's great. That's great. It actually seems kind of synergistic with the T-65 because that one is kind of like the inverse as far as the capabilities that it grants you. But also, this one gives you the penalty, right? When you perform a primary attack, if the defender is not in your bullseye, you roll 1 fewer attack dice, and before you activate, you may flip this card. So rather than this S-foil giving you the ability to go a little bit faster, this one makes you a little more agile. You can potentially line up shots just a little bit better. And maybe it's worth it in this case, because maybe you want to get that barrel roll, just, maybe you think you're going to need it, and then you can potentially line somebody up right in your bullseye arc, and then not really suffer any penalties. So I like this, and it kind of represents the ship being slightly more advanced because it doesn't it gives you the option not to have any penalty whatsoever. So I kind of dig that. So more pilots we have. There's a lot. I mean, they said there's going to be something like 9 uniques in this article. This tells me something. This tells me a whole lot. First off, there's a ton of generics, and if there's going to be 9 uniques, and there's a lot we still haven't seen. We haven't seen like Jess Pava or Snap Wexley or a lot of the ones that we know are coming. This tells me that I don't think this faction is going to have that many ships. I mean, we obviously Captain Obvious strikes again, right? But what I mean is, long term, I just don't see it having as many, at least for a long time, as the Rebellion and Empire have. So if there was maybe some of you out there that were thinking, oh, well, FFG, once this faction gets going, they're going to just, you're going to release like 14 waves of just Resistance and First Order to catch it up. I don't think that's the case. I think your main factions in X-Wing are always going to be the Rebellion and the Empire and Scum. I'll say the main 3 are probably always going to be those main factions. And I think, the First Order and the Resistance, and probably even the Clone Wars factions, are going to be smaller factions that if you want to, field a faction that just doesn't have as many options, maybe that's their flavor. If they're going to start you with 9 unique pilots for the T-70 X-Wing, that tells me that they probably don't have plans to make 9 different ships in the next 2 years, because you're going to need to get all of your variety in the T-70 X-Wing. I mean, not all of it, but a lot of your variety. You're probably going to need to get like 4 or 5 Rebellion ships worth of variety out of one ship. So that's basically what I think. But we'll see if I'm right. We also got Black Squadron Ace. He'll probably have the talent, no doubt there. And now we're getting into some of the named pilots. So we have the uniques. We have J. Chris Tubbs, Loving Father Tubbs. I love that name. He's an Initiative 1, so he's moving first, and that's actually a really good thing. I totally love this pilot too, because one of the problems, that I think even X-Wing 2.0 is gonna always have is that whole initiative thing. Like, I mean, since I've been trying to play 2.0, it seems like, oh well, maybe I'm safer just fielding some Initiative 4 ships. No, everybody's running 5s and 6s. So, I mean, at least from my games so far. It's just like in 1.0. You have to have 8s or 9s or forget about it, or basically 9s and 10s. That's just the way it is. There's still just as much, repositioning and maneuverability as there was. So, if you're going to run a 1, there's at least in this guy's case, there's a good reason to use it because he's going to go first. A 1 is unlikely to bump, right? Granted, unless you go up against the other 1s, but you have a pretty good chance of fully executing a blue maneuver. So after you fully execute a blue maneuver, you may choose a friendly ship at range 0 to 1. If you do, that ship removes 1 stress token. So he's helping out. He's helping out some of our other pilots, and he'll have some synergy with some of the other mechanics that we're going to see, because there are other things that can give you stress. Poe, for example. Lieutenant Bastion, the optimistic analyst. After a ship at range 1 to 2 is dealt a damage card, you may acquire a lock on that ship. So he's really good for that 1-2 punch, right? And I like that. I like these pilots, honestly. They're very good. And I think if you're going to have to rely on the T-70 to be the, 7/10 of your workforce for the entire faction or something like that, and that's kind of my guess. It seems like the T-70 is going to be the mainstay of anybody fielding Resistance. Then that's, this is a really great, like, these types of synergies are really going to work. Again, Initiative 2, this guy is probably shooting going to be one of your last shooters. You're probably going to have Poe. You're probably going to have, a couple of guys that are 5 and 6 in your list. If you have a 2, they're probably shooting last or next to last. So it makes perfect sense for him to get a target lock after somebody else takes damage, because that means probably Poe is shooting first, setting it. This guy's shot up. Now this guy can, he's free to boost if he needs to, barrel roll if maybe he wants to, but focus most likely is a good idea for this guy. So totally like this guy. Joff Sea Striker. After you lose a shield, gain an evade token. Okay, not bad. Harder to kill. Not super crazy about this guy, but there's nothing wrong with him. You know, extra survivable. I dig it. I dig it. Initiative 3. Still kind of on the lower side. Now we're getting up there a little bit. The 4, again, 4 is I think a good spot to be, but apparently I'm wrong because I think you need to be 5s or better, at least for my games so far. But the ability on here is awesome. Look at Woman of Action. Kaer Kun. While you boost, you may use the hard one template instead. You may. So I love that it's a you may. First off, that gives you tons of options. And second off, being able to make that hard one turn is really nice, especially after you've already made a turn. This kind of means that you'll probably be able to do full 180-degree turnarounds without taking a stress all you want. I love that. I absolutely love that. I think that's great. And there's some synergies with Kaer that are going to show up too. And the man, the myth, the legend, the trigger-happy flyboy. I like that. But then again, I love Last Jedi, so I think that's some of the inspiration from that. And he's Initiative 6, like you would expect. Poe is supposed to be pretty much like the greatest starfighter in the galaxy, right? Or the greatest pilot. I really wish they could have gotten Wedge to come back and been a mentor to him in the story or something like that. Not Dennis Lawson to come back and do that. That would have been so great. I think that's his name. After you perform an action, you may spend a charge to perform a white action, treating it as red. That's awesome. Poe has push the limit built in. And any action he wants. A lot of pilots have a miniature version of push the limit built in because of those linked actions. Poe can do it anytime he wants. I mean, if he doesn't have stress. That's awesome. That's really good. And his charge recovers, so he can do that every turn. That's pretty strong, especially with boost and the ability to also get barrel roll. Very strong. And he's Initiative 6. BB-8 could be very good with Poe, or potentially Kaer also. So BB-8 is a little change from what we've seen before. Now, he does have the charge, so you're only going to be able to use him twice. Before you execute a blue maneuver, you may spend a charge to perform a barrel roll or boost action. So you combine BB-8 with Kaer Kun, you can do that hard turn before you even go. Not too shabby. Or maybe before you do that blue maneuver with Poe Dameron, you do, a boost and then a target lock, and then move in. Because and you get that stress treating it as red. Then you do the blue maneuver, clear the stress. Very similar, but the thing is, old BB-8 used to only be a barrel roll. Now you can boost with BB-8 as well. It's pretty strong. I think they really want to make these T-70s seem really powerful out the gate, since it's not going to be that many, resistance ships right away. Black 1. This is Poe's title. Oh, this one gives you slam, and it has one charge. So this is a redesigned Black 1, and I like this a lot better than the old 1.0 Black 1. This one's totally different, and it's after you perform a slam action, you lose your charge, or you lose one charge. Then you may gain an ion token to remove a disarm token. If so it's a then. That's a may. So if you need to run away, maybe you don't gain the ion token. If you're outmaneuvering somebody, maybe you do. If your charge is inactive, you cannot perform the slam action. So this is effectively kind of like what Poe does at the beginning of Last Jedi, that little booster that he has on the back of his ship. I was wondering how they were going to do that. And this is actually, the wording is crooked, but basically it's a one-time slam for Poe. Now, slam normally gives you a weapons disabled token, so normally if you slam, you cannot shoot. However, if you're willing to short-circuit your systems a little bit and take an ion token, then you can shoot. I get it. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's kind of, pretty close to the mark of like the opening scene of Episode 8. A little bit of damage to a system. BB-8 was able to fix it. Seems pretty cool. I dig it. If you can't run BB-8, you've got a BB Astromech, so we've got other BBs. All right, resistance only. Before you execute a blue maneuver, you may spend 1 charge to perform the barrel roll action. Okay, well that was just like old BB, so that's cool. Again, this guy's going to work for a lot of these other, a lot of the T-70s. It's pretty good. He's not unique either, so you can run a BB astromech all you want. R2 astromech. After you reveal your die, you may spend a charge and gain a disarm token to recover a shield. That's not, they can be on anything. M9G8 resistance only. While a ship you are locking performs an attack, you may choose an attack die. If you do, the attacker re-rolls the die. That was kind of versatile. Remember, you can target lock. I'm pretty sure there's nothing stopping you from target locking friendly ships that we've seen so far. So, unlike in 1.0, you could not do that unless something specifically lets you. But I think this is just a good defensive one, and it's unique, so you can only run one of these. And of course, you will get the quick build cards. Now, they say that the quick build cards should come with. They say everything that comes in the expansion, the T-70. Right, will come in the conversion kits. I hope to see quick build cards in the conversion kits, because if you remember, for the existing conversion kits that are already out, the Rebels, the Scum, and the Empire, like we were missing quick build cards for all those other things. I'm curious if we'll get quick build cards for other stuff, or if basically the Resistance is going to be stuck with just T-70 and RZ2 A-Wing quick build cards. That's what I'm curious about. But let me know what you think, guys. Don't forget to, if you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. What do you think of the new T-70 X-Wing? Do you agree with me that we're going to see very few, or relatively few, expansions for these new factions? That the bulk of this game is still, for at least for the next couple of years, going to still be heavily dominated by the Galactic Civil War. So it means Rebels, Imperial, and Scum and Villainy. That's my guess, based on the abundance of named unique pilots that they're having for just one ship. Kind of leads me to believe, and it's kind of a common sense thing too. I think it just makes sense to have these other factions not have the same depth that the Empire and the Rebels have, because that's what Star Wars is. It's the Rebels versus the Empire, right? Like, these other factions are great too, especially the Clone Wars ones. But Star Wars is all about the Rebels and the Empire, and to a lesser extent, Scum and Villainy. But I mean, I don't think you can expect these new sequel factions to even 5 years from now, you're not going to have the depth that even 20 years from now, you're not going to have the depth that the Galactic Civil War has. Because every time a new book or something comes out about the sequel trilogy, you're going to have just as many movies, books, and shows and things come out about the Galactic Civil War, because Rogue One type movies are still being made. You just had Star Wars Rebels in that same timeline. That's everybody's favorite timeline, and I don't think we're done in that timeline. So that's what I think. Let me know what you think. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Don't forget to check out Crabbok.com. Hop on my Discord, say hi. Big thanks to all my patrons, and stay tuned for more. I've got great stuff coming up for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.